Okay, kiddies, we're going to learn about the jet stream and the Japanese current today, and the California current, and the Fukushima disaster, and we're going to go real nice and easy, slow for dummies. Overgrown 70-year-old, immature 3-year-olds. What an insult to a 3-year-old. Baby boomer pieces of shit. So here we go. This is the smoking gun. Kevin Blanch has hammered this since the day. Stillhead, salmon. Oh, they're trout. They're trout or salmon. Seagoing trout. No, they're salmon. They're salmon, just like the Chinook. Okay, now this is where they live. This is their home. We're going to talk about Chinook, and we're going to talk about Stillhead and the smoking gun. This is the Columbia River fish count. Okay, very well done site. Okay, now let's stay here with Professor Blanch here for 3-year-old, 70-year-old, air-sucking, earth-falling, fainting, hypnotized, Fox News, went off to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban, freaks, when they were Saudis that did it. George Bush won the 2000 election. Pat Tillman fought off 9 million Al-Qaeda. And we're going to go back because we don't know what jet stream is. We don't know what an ocean current is. We're flat earthers. We're psychos. So let's go back to the fundamental foundation. So here we go. Okay, this is the Bonneville Dam counts. Okay, let's go a graph because I know 40% of the United States population cannot read. So we better use graphs. That's a fact, by the way. Okay, let's start off with the Stillhead because they go to sea for 1 year. They go twice. First time they come home, they're called half-pounders. Now, the Bonneville Dam, why are we using that? The fish count. The Columbia River, kiddies, is right here. They all these rivers that come up the Smith has no dams, you know, but then the whole tributary runs all up into Canada. Here, 400 rivers come through the mouth of the mighty, mighty Columbia. 2.5 miles wide. The Chief Joseph, when they built that Bonneville Dam on it. Not dams, by the way. Let's go with the Stillhead. Okay. Okay, you think this is a fucking nightmare? Okay, this is July, right? That's when they come home. Well, their home's in the ocean. They're born in these rivers. They live in the ocean, then they come home and die and carry on their species. Their oil drips in, creates those great forests. You don't think that's concerning? No. Now stay with me. Again, they go to sea for 10 years. So let's go back here, kiddies. Okay, let's get to, this is a great site. It's Oregon 7-day fish count. And they used to be terrible, but Kevin Blanch, really, I've been working on them for 10 years. And they're very, very good. Now, I mean, they cleaned up their act, boy. They don't like, I mean, Army Corps Engineer, oh, no. This is right out of Portland. They use the Army Corps Engineer data, but they back check. So it's pretty damn accurate. Army Corps Engineers is a clown circus who classified Kevin Blanch, who the life cam's been out for 7 years on the Bonneville. What? Yep. Can't afford a $100 billion freaking year budget, can't afford a GoPro. So let's go here to table. Because again, 40% of the U.S. population cannot read. For the ignorant have inherited the earth. Mission Bay accomplished. Okay? Now stay with me, kiddies. This is an important historic video for you 35, 45, 55, 65, 74-year-old, 2-year-olds who never grew up. Okay. So let's get here to the Bonneville. Spring Chinook. Let's get over here to the Stillhead. Chinook. This is all Chinook. Where's our... Anyway. I'm still stuck in the Chinook. So, we want to get annual. There we go. Sorry, my bad. I look at a lot of sites a day. Okay. Why the Bonneville? It's the biggest, by far. By far. Let's do this. Let's go 2010 to 2020. And what is all species? Here we go. So 2010. Now remember, they're heavily gill netting. In 2010, they took out well over 400,000 with gill nets and fishing like mad. So you can double that number. So 800, over 800,000 steelhead in 2010. 800. Now, immediately 2011. Immediately, Fukushima happens. They start to drop immediately. Okay. So Tim Martin right here in 2010. I'll try to find that picture. I'll have Tim send it to me again. He's in the mouth of the Roke. He's got a picture of a steelhead he caught that I've run it through multiple in the fishing community. Even in ODFW, they all say, oh, that's got to be the world record. It's got to be a 30. I mean, it's a beast. So this is just by number, not by size. Now stay with me. So steelhead, they started to decline just like Kevin Blanch said they would. They live in the sea. Boom, 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 boom. Now that's a catastrophic number, 77,000. So, but let's go back again. This is why this is so shocking. 400, now you can double that because they were gill net. They didn't gill net right here. So without gill netting, 77,000 from 800,000 going to last year. That's a 90% collapse, over 90% collapse. Stay with me. This is historic. And I mean, boy, have I turned myself into the expert, huh? It's unbelievable. Boy, have I learned a lot on this travel. I mean, I had a zoology background, a finance background, I bet. Let's go back to the graph. This is so shocking. This should be the biggest story in the world. They're freaking out up there, I can tell you that, because I talked to them on the phone. They're believers of Kevin Blanch now. They used to laugh at me. I mean, their site was a mess. They do such a good job now. Okay, this site is fantastic. Okay, it's for the day. Now this is the 10-year meeting. You saw the 10-year crash, so we can back it up. And you know, the 10-year means low anyway. Are you kidding me? Let's go to the annual total. You're not sure. This is so fucking alarming. There's no gill netting in there. They've stopped all gill netting and fishing. Where's the annual total? Are you kidding me? 9,000. Let's go back to annual totals. 9,000 right now. Fuck, it's shocking. It's even fucking blowing my mind. Again, it's the biggest by far. No, we don't want that one. We want annual total, so I did it again. Shocking. Let's go back even further. Let's see if we can go 2006 to 2020. See how far this will grab. Now, they had some serious escapement problems in 2006. Really serious problems with escapement. It's one of the greatest restoration projects in history. They took care of the hatcheries. Of course, now they've just given up. And so it was being such a success story. So much escapement, put so much money into it. So that's only taken us to 2015. So it's, you know, we're on 10 years of data. Let's get back here again. Stay with me, kiddos. I remember when I used to teach my freshman orientation class, and I sometimes used to have to go way back to the mean because, you know, at the beginners, but I taught at the MBA level, so this is hard. This is, I mean, This is abstract for me, you know, but that's where we're at in the high school model of universityism. Fucking anybody's got half a brain, they blackballed. Stay with me. So again, that's with gill netting. They gill net half. They gill netted in 2010 because I verified it. Well over 400,000 fish. Still had, you know, I do this, the Chinook, then we'll come over here and we'll do the Chinook next. Why this is so historic and so important, the smoking gun of Fukushima. And I knew it was. I knew it was when it happened. This would be the tell. Typo's dead at your feet, and everybody laughed at me. Again, they live here. They live here. Now stay with me. So, go from 800,000, because there's no gill netting here. They stopped it. All 100% stopped it. 77,000 from 800. Okay, let's go back. Now, you got those numbers in your head, right, kids? You can remember those. You can remember those, kids. Okay, let's go here to the graph. This is stunning. I mean, it's freaking me out. And I predicted all of it, but even it's so shocking. Okay, this is the peak going right now. You can see it in that. You see how low the 10-year number is. Let's get back to the totals. You have the numbers in your head, right? Stay with me. This is an important video. You see that? 9,000 from over 800. There's no gill netting. 99% collapse. Now, we're going to get some. Now, let's talk about this. So, the meltdowns happened here. Right here. There's a little teeny eddy. That's Fukushima. Now, this is the peninsula. Right here. This is the Russian peninsula when everything washed up dead. Right there. Remember last year? Everything. And you could hear that thing, Fukushima. And Greenpeace and everybody went in there. They can't figure it out. I mean, everything. The surfers were getting burns in their eyes. The cores have burned through. So they've been dumping water on it. The cores have burrowed through. So there's a little eddy right here. There it is, the Japanese current. Comes right here. It starts to split here, but it runs right, especially this time of year, it's in tight. And then it splits right here, right there on the Oregon border. Back eddies up here, partially into Bristol Bay, but the vast majority of it goes right to Gold Beach, Oregon on the California border, and straight down all the way. That's called the California current. You get my Pacific drift? It's so fast that when Fukushima happened, the tsunami and earthquake, a bridge right there at Gold Beach, Coos Bay, landed on the beach in 5 days, an entire overpass. So now stay with me. This is where the salmon live. They don't live here in rivers. They spawn here. They come home to reproduce. Die here. They live here. They're sea-going creatures. Now, we can talk whales. They came from here, the grays. They migrate all the way to here into the Baja. You know, they're stopping in Monterey and giving birth in as of 2015. They've collapsed radically. You know, we get into the Hawaii, into the humpback. You know, they're plankton feeders. Of course, the orcas eat, still have the rest of the whales are salmon, the tide pool collapse, all post-Fukushima. So Kevin Blanch hypothesized there would be a heat bubble rise up off the storms like this. It would cause a heat bubble like this. There's a famous picture that some people did out of my mouth. And it would cause a heat bubble over here, posting in the Great Salt Lake, which it doesn't show here, right here, which is the Great Basin, which I live on right here, would go dry. They would cause these storms to rise up. What was this Fuktonium, I named it, would get into the atmosphere and get into the trees. It would get into this atmosphere and it would cause spontaneous fires to erupt all over. This was my hypothesis in the early days. They're lying. These cores are going to burrow in. They're going to boil the ocean. The ocean's going to come up. It's going to cause which I named Fuktonium. Okay, but the smoking gun will be the stillhead. So let me show you this. This is where it gets better. So everybody's laughing at me because they saw the Stillhead starter class, but the Chinook were not. Now, let's get to the Chinook. Okay, so here's our Chinook numbers right now, right here. Let's go to annual totals. And this is when everybody's laughing at me. This is the smoking gun of the Fukushima disaster. It's unarguable proof. Let's go back to the Bonneville, which is the big one. All these other ones they show, they go over the Bonneville first. Let's start off here. Let's go right to, because this only shows, let's go right to the 2011. We can only pick up 10 years on the graph. The annual totals. Okay, now let's stay with me. This is historic important stuff. So 2011, 677,000, they were gill netting. They gill netted, I talked to them, they gill netted, their data shows they gill netted over 700,000 and fished. So they had 1.3 million. 2012, same thing. Over 1 million. Again, this in Symphony, they've restored all the beds. This was a great comeback. The small fries and the smolts were getting back out. It was just increasing. 2013. This is with gill netting. 112,000. They gill netted over 100,000. Excuse me. 112,000. Hello, Kevin. That's over 1 million. Plus they gill netted over 1 million. Stay with me. 2013. 2014. Well over 1 million, so you can double that. Well over 2 million. And I verified this. They gill netted well over 1 million fish. 1,337,000 in 2015. They're doing videos. They're jumping up and down. Kevin Blanch full shit. I'm like, stop. Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. On average. They go up to 8, 5 years. They will collapse. I've screamed to ODF, WWF, to know what anybody listen to me. I'm walking the coast. They will collapse in 2016. Okay? They have their numbers right here. They set their number at 1.7. Everybody had it. They were increasing 1.7. I put mine at 680,000. That's what they come in. Whoa, wait a minute. Next year I set my number at 480,000. They set theirs at 2.3 million. This is after on the den, so they actually had their number well over 4 million. Whoa, Kevin Blanch is dead on again. Next year I set mine at 333,000. They set theirs at 2.7 million. Bloop, 336,000. Whoa, wait a minute. Once is look, I got their attention now. They're dying to see. So you can run regression, which I do on this computer all the time. So this is when they started to limit fishing, and they started to back off somewhat. Not all the way, a little bit. 2019, I set my number at 280,000, but then they pulled gill netting partially, so I changed my number to 420,000. They came in at 381,000. They were still number 1.2 million. 2020, I set my number at 275,000. They completely pulled all gill netting. I changed my number to just over 548,000. Bloop, dead on. This year, so we'll go to it. So remember, they gill netted well over 1.4 million fish in 2015 in front of the dam. So you can do math, right? 2.7 million. 2.7 million to 500,000. We can do math. Record. Not been going on for years. Let's see, and remember there is absolutely 0.0 gill netting this year. Now say this gets better. Let's just go to annual totals and then we'll graph that. So again, I know that a lot of 40% of the populace cannot read. I get that. Let's go back here. Sorry about that. Just go straight totals. We're already there. Whoops. Chinook. Springers. Now remember, oh God, don't even get me going. I could go a whole lecture just on springers. They forecasted, they came in at 10% of the forecast. So total, you see these numbers, how low they are. So that's the absolute total right now. 137,000. What do they have forecasted this year? They have it 960,000. They going to get there? I don't think so. So, now stay with me. This is important. Mexico, look, Mom, I'm typing and holding a camera with on hand. Mexico, Baja, marine life.
There you go.
What'd you find?
That's for you.
Bird Haven in peril. Oh, the Great Salt Lake. Little late, fools. That's on the front of the Tribune today.
That's about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. A little late. Reactionary society. You want look? Watch this. You got to see this. Our life, death. This happened this week, and no U.S. media is reporting this.
Bears versus wolves.
No. This is on the Baja of Mexico.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
Wish I was there now. Or me.
I don't think you'd want to be there right now with what's going on there right now on the death that's going
Drug
on.
violence.
No, there's this acute freaking thing going on in the ocean right now.
Oh, really?
Let's see if I can find it. I'll find it. Here it is. Okay, so stay with me. I'm making a video for the 70-year-old kindergartners in this country. Fukushima for Dummies. That's a real picture. So this is 9 miles on the Baja.
Oh, nice.
9. Now stay with me. Thousands of tons. Even they're trying to sign me
What
up.
are they? Anchovies?
They're everything. You name it. It's all marine life. Come on. How do we get out of this? Everybody's got to lock you in, right?
Damn, he's that goddess.
Oh, God. There you go. See? They got you hypnotized.
Yeah.
With a common denominator. Ain't selling for Pepsi, ain't selling for Coke. So watch this. Now stay with me.
Richest female.
Oh, God, yeah.
Trillionaire. Oh,
Yeah.
billionaire, sorry.
Yeah. Bezos' wife giving away her money. Yeah, right. What a lie. So this is the report.
Applications or something.
Oh, God. It's all phony. They're giving it the shell game. They're giving it to each other. So here we go. It's right here. Local fishing union leader Benito Emery Lopez attributed the die-off to climate change and a current of hot water that originated in Japan. And so I talked to several people. I got a lot of connections in Tijuana on the Baja. Rachel's been working it. We've been working it. Nobody will do an interview with me, of course. So
No.
they're saying, so stay with me. So again,
Oh, she denied it.
here's the Fukushima disaster.
There's the
They're
flow
burrowed
of the
in.
ocean.
There's the Japanese current.
There's Baja.
Yeah, there's the California current. Hot water. So these fish, they're saying there's this in the California current. They're saying it is literally so much hotter than, just either side of it. And this guy, you think he knows? You think he knows? It's their livelihood. You've been down there. You know what fish is to those people. Oh, it's everything. So right here is the Kamachuta. Do you know how to pronounce that? The Kamchatka Peninsula. It's okay. So that's right here. That's right there. That's right there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
So
Volcanoes.
in 2020, all the sea life washed up immediately dead. All the surfers were saying they had burns in their eyes. So the Minister of Environment goes over there. You can see there's videos online that say the first word, you don't have to speak Russian. First word out of their mouth is Fukushima. Now remember, Fukushima's meltdowns are right there. It's right there, which I call there's a trench that runs in it. It's called the...
Kamchatka Trench.
I think it's called the Russian Trench. What's the big trench that runs through the middle of the ocean? The Mara. So anyway.
Mariani?
Yeah.
That's down. No, that's down.
It's further south, right? Yeah, okay. But anyway, this trench. Yeah. This trench is. So anyway, the minister goes over there. Greenpeace is all over there. They rule out everything. They rule out all stuff. And so he comes over and he starts to cry. He says, my 40-year career, I've never seen anything like it. The giant octopus, 8 of them, they count. If you see one of those in a lifetime, the giant ones, the 3 brainers, they're all washed up dead. So I says, you'll never hear another word from Greenpeace. You'll never hear anybody, because when they realize that it's Fukushima, not one peep, not one word since. Just like the Fukushima games, the leukemia games. Let's go here because it's hot, hot, hot. 54 nuclear reactors in Japan when Fukushima happened. All shut down. They've refired up 2 of them, and Do you see? There's no roll blackouts in Japan.
So
It's
what
all a
if they-
sham.
What if they build a wall to keep the water from flowing out? In the
They
ocean
tried.
and just evaporate.
They said they'd build
start
an
burning.
east wall. They tried to. That was all a fairy tale, but the cores have burned through. It's China syndrome's rear, which I named Del Mar Argentina syndrome. Now stay with me. Now why did I name it Del Mar Argentina? If you go all the way through the center of the Earth, this is just like China syndrome. That's how it got named. You end up right there. What's that? That's Del Mar Argentina. So I named it Argentina syndrome.
So it's actually land, or is it going to be in the ocean?
Well,
off the coast?
that's it. Just burns down. So, like Barron on 60 Minutes, it took him and Leslie Stahl 3,112 days to tell you what Kevin Blanch told you in 1 hour. Well, where's it at? See these holes right there? It's the Pacific Ocean right there. These suns of burning. Well, this is like going to the moon cleaning this up. Way bigger than that. This has never happened before. So it's been Barry Antoine. The plume came over. When the plume came over, he gave the.
What's the answer?
Well, I don't know now. We let it go on so long. But first answer is come out of denial and quit covering up Fukushima. Barry Antoinette stood right there in the Rose Garden and says, the plume is coming over us. We don't think it's dangerous. I want you to know on St. Patty's Day 2011. But we'll keep you abreast, everything we know. Him and his climate czar, Gina McCarthy, who's head of RadNet, who tore down the dish right over there. I videoed it. RadNet. He flew out of the country to South America that day. His family was already there with Jeffrey and Milton. He hasn't mentioned a word since. Not a word. Nobody has. So Trump comes in. I asked Trump in Salt Lake City, you going to talk about Fukushima? He was on Fox News. Yes. Yes. Did he say Fukushima once? He met with Abe 18 times. For anybody to meet with a Japanese PM once is historic in this country. It's only happened twice post the bomb, Hiroshima. 18 times. What do you think they're talking about? Their golf game? Blocked out the windows in Mar-a-Lago? So the heat bubble, which I predicted, coming off the storms rise, kiddies, the storms rise. So finally, a guy who's telling you what Kevin Blanch has been telling you the entire time. Read it again. There it is. Local fishing union leader Benito Amaretto Lopez. How's your Spanish?
Did you have an email?
Yeah, I emailed him.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He emailed me back.
Really?
Yeah. And those guys know me down there. I mean, I've been at this for a long
Just go down
time.
there and stay with him.
We should. I wouldn't mind it. I'm headed to Monterey in 2 days. He attributed the die-off to climate change and current of a hot water that originated in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Happens that,
Well, let's just see. We're just collapse the Pacific Ocean.
All the major networks need to interview him and put it on the national news.
Did you know this
5:30.
This story right now?
And then put it on 60 Minutes, and then put it on.
They still wouldn't believe these idiots in the state. Just like the lake going dry. I predicted all that. The heat bubble. Well, here's the thing, though. Yeah, but here's the problem. That story on the bottom, that's 9 miles of it. Look like that. 9 miles.
Is that all?
That's all. Do you know how many people,
Yeah,
you know how many news media sources have reported that?
Think of 0.
How's not the media picking up on that story? The vloggers, are the idiot freaks. Because they're in Fukushima denial, that's why.
Them, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, well, I can't. I mean, if you can answer that, you can come up with cold fusion, right? That is the question, right? Hands up, no nukes, but so there's your Fukushima for dummies.
Wash up on the shore, they're probably out there getting eaten up by.
Well, the wells have
predators,
collapsed. Yeah, the dead ones, sure. Well, everything is. It's already down. 90%, the Pacific Ocean. We just went over the salmon numbers. Let me show you this. You didn't go over here, so you want to see something that'll shock the shit out of you. You want to see something that'll scare the hell out of you? It should. Let's go here. This is the Oregon.
Don't expose yourself to stuff like that.
7 day. No, this is.
Don't rate bad news.
Yeah, right. I just want the truth, that's all. Good, bad, indifferent. I mean, the bottom line, the reality is reality. Hard evidence, that's what good scientists do. That's what real PhDs. Yeah. Oregon 7-day fish count. The truth is the truth. See, real science, you don't hypothesize. I mean, you hypothesize. Real science, you got to do the work.
5-point favorite tonight.
Who are the Bucks? God, that should be a great game tonight. The billionaires in their slave-made jerseys and their executed hair extensions from Chinese prisoners running on the court. Boy, have they done a number on basketball, right? I hope Phoenix comes back and beats them, takes them to 7. But so, look at this.
Most people in the United States and Milwaukee base.
Yeah, we're dreaming.
There's a lot more revenue the NBA would have.
Yeah, but still, I like that. I don't know. Yeah, Phoenix.
Say all revenue they generate in Game 7 goes to
environmental.
That causes.
You go from Larry O'Brien to what? Adam Silver. That dude is, oh God, what a sickening, slithering snake.
Sadler?
No, the NBA commissioner. Silver Slither. He looks like a reptile.
Does he?
God, he's grotesque. I mean, you think what happened to the NBA.
Alligator in him or something.
Yeah, there you go. There's your stillhead number right now on the Columbia.
Nice.
Ain't that a beauty?
It's supposed to be up at the top.
The stillhead have collapsed in 10 years, 99% in 10 years. The Great Pacific Genocide. Stand tuned.